Have you ever seen the movie The Shining? Well, did you know that it was based on a real hotel? Well, that hotel is right behind me here in Estes Park, Colorado. Today on Colorado Martini Living. In the 70s, Stephen King was looking for inspiration for new stories, so he came here to Colorado. And he and his wife came up to the Stanley Hotel that's located in Estes Park, Colorado. This hotel really did used to close down during the winter months. And when he came here, the hotel was very empty. And he gathered stories that the staff had to tell about ghosts in the hotel. The hotel is a favorite place for paranormal groups. They constantly are coming to the Stanley to do investigations. Just a couple of years ago, one of the staff members thought he caught a ghost right on the stairs of the Stanley lobby. It made the news here, and it was a big deal. So room 217. In The Shining, it is 237 and is considered the Red Rum Room. This is the room where Stephen King stayed the night and had a horrible dream about his son, that he was being chased. And if you remember in the movie, Danny's being chased. He's actually being chased all the time. So it's thought to be haunted by Elizabeth Wilson. And Elizabeth Wilson was one of the chambermaids for the Stanley Hotel in the early 1900s. And there was a horrible thunderstorm one night, which is actually very common here in Colorado. And they lost their electricity. So they sent all the guests down into the lobby. And the staff went to all the rooms to go light the backup emergency system, which was gas lighting. But when Elizabeth went into 217, there was a gas leak, and she was carrying a flame. Needless to say, the whole room exploded and sent Elizabeth down into the McGregor room down below. Believe it or not, Elizabeth survived. And when she returned, she worked for the Stanley for many, many years until she died in the 1950s. And so it's said that she haunts this room because she had such a tragic event there, and that people find the room made up when they've been out, but no maid has come in. So while making Dumb and Dumber at the Stanley Hotel, Jim Carrey stayed in this very room, 217. And he is said to have called down in the middle of the night and asked to be moved because he just couldn't stay the night in that room. Still to this day, he hasn't told us why he wanted to be moved and what had happened. What a lot of people don't know is that 217 was actually the presidential suite and is now 215 and 217 in the corridor. And that several people have reported a little boy in the corner as if he's in terror, but nobody really knows who that is. The most active area in the hotel is the 4th floor. And it's always said that people can hear children running up and down the hallway playing. And back in the day, this is where the nannies and the children used to stay. and they say they can still hear them play. There's this little alcove when you walk down the 4th floor hallway, and they say that they always hear children playing in that area with balls or screaming and laughter. "401 is thought to be haunted by Lord Dunraven, and Lord Dunraven was the original landowner. He owned quite a bit of land in Estes Park, and he acquired it in a very shady way. In those days, with the Homestead Act, American citizens could claim a certain amount of land. As long as they did certain development on it, they would get the land for free. But Lord Dunraven was not an American citizen, and he wanted this land to hunt on with his friends. So he hired people to homestead the land for him, and then he bought it from them from rock bottom prices. But he really didn't spend that much time there except for hunting. And he had so much pressure by the local people that at one point he never returned, and eventually sold the land to Stanley. But the thing is about Lord Dunraven, he was a very rich man, and he had a castle back in England. And so I kind of find it weird that he would haunt the Stanley rather than his castle in England. But who knows? People also say that they hear kids running up and down the hallway in that room, and ghost hunters spent the night in that room. And when they were in that room, they could hear music coming from the closet. And the closet is always said to close and open on itself, and they did catch that on film. A glass also on the bedstand just exploded, and it basically imploded rather than exploded. It was almost like somebody grabbed it and it crushed. Just recently, a paranormal investigator was staying in 407, and he said that he could hear children running up and down the hallway, and that they would stop right in front of his door. He also claimed that he could feel a presence, and that all of a sudden somebody sat on the bed, and he could see the depression of where they were sitting. In 412, people have claimed of possession, fingers tapping on the glass, children activity, small hands touching you, and even the bed levitating. People feel an energy or a presence. And one lady claimed, after the annual shining ball, that somebody was standing in her room. One paranormal group caught a mist on the camera while they were sleeping, and EVPs saying, "You better start talking," and also, "They're up late." But the paranormal investigator never woke, and this was all while he was asleep. "418 is one of those rooms that's had the most reported activity. People have reported children ghosts are heard laughing, and claims that the closet has children inside as if they're playing hide and go seek, and they always will hear giggles from that closet. And remember, the 4th floor is where the nannies and the children used to stay. "428. It's considered the cowboy room, and it's called the cowboy room because many people have woken up in the middle of the night only to find a man dressed in cowboy garb at the foot of their bed. He's said to pace and pace and pace, and occasionally just walk through the door as he's leaving. One paranormal investigator was sleeping in the cowboy room, and he was a loud snorer. And while he was snoring, they caught an EVP saying, "Come on," as if he was telling the investigator to stop snoring. They also caught an EVP that said, "Pass the key." Who knows what that meant? Maybe he wanted to leave because it was getting so loud in there. Number 28, the Cowboy Room, also has reports of the closet door opening and closing by itself and walking on the ceiling. But the Stanley can't investigate this walking on the ceiling because when they go up to that area, there is nothing up there to walk on except the roof. There's also been reports of a little boy sitting in the corner as if he's waiting for somebody. Fourth floor, being so busy with children ghosts, guests constantly ask to be moved from the fourth floor because these ghosts keep them up and running up and down the hallways and playing. If you do come up to Estes Park to check out the Stanley and you stay in the hotel, the movie The Shining plays 24/7 in your room, over and over again. The Stanley is not shy about their Shining history. You can take these wonderful tours in the hotel. You can take a history tour of the hotel in the area, or you can take a ghost hunting tour. I really recommend them. They're a lot of fun.